Spanish non-lucrative visa. Can you still work when you apply? Specifically, US consulates. Welcome to Spainguru. If you're applying for a Spanish non-lucrative visa or NLV, but you're still planning to work in the US before you move, you might be wondering if this affects your visa application. The short answer is no, as long as you meet the consulate's requirement. Let's break it down. Can you work in the US before moving to Spain? There are three things to have in mind. First, yes, generally Spanish consulates in the US let you keep working in the US until your visa is granted. Second, no, you cannot work in Spain under the non-lucrative visa. And when I mean in Spain, I mean for a Spanish company. So, it must be extremely clear to the consulate that you will not work once you are under the NLV. The slightest doubt of this might lead to a denial of your visa application. In fact, Spanish consulates in the US many times require proof that you will stop working before you move. If you have a regular employer, you may need a termination letter from HR confirming your last working day, a Spanish translation of that letter. Many actually notarize this letter and sworn translate it to Spanish to make it even more official. What if you work gig or side jobs? If you don't have an HR department, like if you're babysitting, driving for Uber Eats, or working as a freelancer, you won't have an official termination letter. Instead, consulates typically accept a notarized sworn statement declaring that you will not work in Spain. Sworn Spanish translation of that statement. To give you more context, here's the case of a Venezuelan national that was denied because he showed activity in his LinkedIn profile at the time of applying for the NLV at the Buenos Aires consulate. I know, it's not a consulate in the US, but it gives you an idea of how strict and different can Spanish consulates be when it comes to rules interpretation and enforcement. By the way, this person appealed the decision in Madrid and lost. Small break here. If you like this video, please smash the like button and subscribe. Let's continue. Let's talk about other consulate differences. Not all consulates enforce the same rules. Washington, D.C. requires proof that you will not work after moving. Houston, via BLS International, asks for resignation letters plus confirmation from the employer. Some applicants only needed a self-written statement promising not to work in Spain. Therefore, here are some tips for a smooth application. Check your consulate-specific requirements, as rules vary depending on where you apply. Make sure to join our dedicated non-lucrative visa group and ask the community about your specific consulate requirement. Start preparing early. Some consulates are experiencing delays due to system changes. If in doubt, get your documents translated and notarized. It's better to have more paperwork than not enough. Welcome to Spanish bureaucracy. In conclusion, you can work in the US up until you leave for Spain. You must provide proof that you will stop working before moving. If you don't have an HR department, a notarized sworn statement is recommended and a sworn translation of it. Each consulate has different requirements, so always double check with yours. And here's a bonus nugget of information. Once you are in Spain under an NLV, it is actually a gray area if you work remotely for a non-Spanish company. Want to know more? Watch this video. Can I move to Spain under a Spanish non-lucrative visa and work remotely from Spain for a non-Spanish company?
So this is a gray area in our legislation. So if you show this and you say this to the consulate, it's going to be a denial. But really, if that is the situation and you are working remotely, you get the non-lucrative and you are working remotely, it shouldn't be any problem. And there is a ruling from the Supreme Court saying this. They address this situation in which the non-lucrative law was published a long time ago when the concept of working remotely in Spain didn't exist. So when the legislator wrote that the non-lucrative applicant cannot work in Spain, was referring to the concept of working in Spain that we had, that was working for a company in Spain or open your own business in Spain.
Thank you for today. If you like the video, please smash the like button and subscribe to Spainguru's channel. Thank you for watching. Oh, and one more thing. Apparently YouTube says you're gonna love watching this video right here. I think you should watch it.